So check this out. This is the vintage Fisher-Price Change-A-Tune piano, and this is the original from 1969. It plays 3 songs: The Muffin Man, Pop Goes the Weasel, and This Old Man. The way it works is you can press any key and it should play the song. You can see that it's not unless I do a certain trick. Here's the secret. If I turn this thing kind of upside down, pretty sure that is not how it was intended to be used. A little bit of a closer look. This is the mechanism that you use to turn the tunes. In the back here, they have the lyrics for each of the songs. I'm going to try to get this thing apart to see if I can fix it, and also just to see how it works. You can see there's some nails. There are also some either small nails or rivets in the side as well. Initially, I tried to drill the heads off after I couldn't get in there easily. Then I ended up going with a hammer. There may be a small amount of damage, but I do have the mechanism, so let's take a look. Yeah, so that's coming off as one piece. Oh, look at that. So there's actually music boxes inside and something else. What is that? So I think it's like a plasticky thing. It's pretty stuck in there. So it definitely looks like a figure of some sort, almost like that pink guy from Winnie the Pooh. I think that's like Muttley, one of those dudes from Dick Dastardly. Look at that, it says Hannah, so it's probably Hanna-Barbera. Man, this thing is probably worth like $100. While Muttley takes a bath, I am trying to figure this thing out. This is the general mechanism. This first part lifts up, and you can see that these keys are all one piece. When you push down on the key, you're actually pushing down on this bar. This bar, in turn, is pressing down on these mechanisms right here. And that's how you're playing. If you're wondering how it doesn't play all 3 tunes at the same time, it's because of this metal bar. As I turn it here, you can see that there's grooves in it. If a groove is faced down, this mechanism can play. But this one is stuck in the down position, so it can't play. This one is stuck in the down position, so it can't play. So if I turn this one, so it's faced like this, where the slot is open, this one can't play, this one can't play. There's 2 pieces here. There's one little arm here and one little arm here. When I push down, it pulls the drum one stop. I believe this is just stopping it from going backwards. Pull, pull, pull. You can see that basically this is geared. Tough to see, but you can see it's got a little bit of a fold at the end. Pushes it forward bit by bit. So then the question is, why wasn't it working? Why, when I play a note, I only get it one time? And I think it's pretty simple. I think it's that the sponges inside have broken down. So again, this is supposed to push down and then it needs to come back up, because you can see when I do this, I need to push down, let it up. So this bar pushes down to the sponge, which pushes this down, and then the sponge should push the bar back up so that when I press any of these keys again, it pushes down again. But that's not happening. You can see these sponges have essentially permanent dents in them, and so they're not working correctly. So I've executed a very makeshift repair, but it seems to be working. So all I did was cut out 2 rectangles from a cotton swab container. I wanted it to be relatively thin. The sponge has now more surface area, so that bar is pushing down on more of the whole surface area. It lets the sponge do a better job of pushing back against that bar. I would want to glue this into place if I was actually going to do a permanent repair. I ended up putting some extra sponge in place. It wasn't springing back quite well enough. So this thing really is kind of neat. I mean, I can feel like I'm playing the piano. So it's really kind of fun, right? That I can be an expert in Beethoven. I cannot play a wrong note. There's also supposed to be this sponge underneath here, which will also help push the keys back up. It has permanent indentations from sitting so long, so I'm going to put that back in and put it without the indentations facing the keys to help give it some extra spring. So I got to try to give this thing new life. I want to put it back together. It will not be pretty, I've actually kind of glued and also heavily taped this on both sides. All right, so this piece has a little edge here, goes here, and it catches the tops of the keys. This will go in here and here. You can see I've cracked it here. I'll wiggle this piece on top. And voila! Let's not forget Muttley after his bath. So he looks pretty good. Hanna-Barbera Pod Incorporated, 1969. This is 55 years old. Almost as old as me. I think that was Muttley's sound. Unbelievably, there's about 20 watchers, 9 bids, and it sold for $56.89 plus shipping. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing or at least a thumbs up. Remember, a thumbs up never hurt nobody.